Welcome to Dine Inspiration. Hit the like, share a comment, and subscribe to the channel to get new inspirations when I upload. For this episode, I'm off to Philadelphia. Philadelphia is another city I lived in for a number of years and come back regularly to visit close friends. I came across a list of 100 best pizzerias of 2025 on the Fine Dining Lovers website. 13 places made the list in the US. Number 64 was Philadelphia's Beddia. I checked with my food-loving friend who was quite familiar, and she agreed to go with me so I could check it out. Beddia was started by Joe Beddia in 2013, focused on making good pizza. It was also named Best Pizza in America in 2015 by Bon Appetit, among other accolades. I'm a sucker for great pizza, so can't wait to give it a try. The restaurant is in the Fishtown section of Philadelphia. When we arrived, our reservation was for the tinted, more outdoor area. It was a rather cool night, but we were seated close to the heat lamps, so fortunately, it ended up being pretty comfortable. First up, the cocktails. My friend ordered the House Negroni and I ordered the Paloma. For small plates, we ordered the chicories, apples with carrot miso ginger salad. Next, we got the roasted vegetables, Caesar with breadcrumbs. For pizza, we ordered the #1 pizza that comes with tomato sauce, whole milk mozzarella, and Gruyere mountain cheese, which is similar to Gruyere. We added mushrooms and pepperoni. The second pizza we ordered was the #2 with greens, Calabrian cream, mozzarellas, and Gruyere Mountain. To wrap up the meal, we ordered and shared the soft serve. The cocktails were solid. They have only 4 choices of fairly traditional cocktails, but they had good quality ingredients and were well made. Both small plates were tasty and different from each other. The chicory salad had a wonderful mix of bitter, sweet, and salty. The roasted vegetables hit the spot with the umami you'd expect from a good Caesar dressing, along with the craveable char on the veggies. The highlight was the pizzas. It was great to get a tomato sauce red pizza and a white pizza. The tomato pizza with pepperoni and mushrooms. The crust is nice and thin and crispy, which I prefer in a pizza, and the sauce perfectly tangy, which complements the richness of the cheese and meat. The greens pizza is also lovely. I loved the cream sauce with the bitterness of the greens. The only downside was it was hard to bite through the greens, but that's a small thing overall. Finally, we had the soft serve, which was creamy and a sweet, whimsical end to a great meal. This pizza spot lives up to the hype. They make pizza with high-quality ingredients, which come through when you taste it. The crust and the sauce play a central role. The crust is thin and crispy, and the sauce has just the right amount of tang and sweetness. The range of toppings gives you the ability to add your own flavor combinations. It's a fun place that was busy on a weekend night, and now I know why. Beddia's certainly worth a return trip whenever I come back into town. Back at home, I decided to try my own interpretation of the greens pizza. Now, I have an outdoor pizza oven, but I decided to try something pizza-inspired that most people can do at home. So, enter the tartine. A tartine is an open-faced French sandwich topped with savory ingredients of your choice. I like to lean into the pizza direction by toasting off the bread on the grill, applying toppings, and then finishing everything back on the grill or oven. I found a recipe for creamed greens and I adapted it for my tartine. For this recipe, you will need a mix of greens. I have some dandelion mustard, Swiss chard, and kale. I chose ciabatta as my bread and decided to grill off some Italian sausage. Then I will top the tartine with thinly sliced Iberico ham. I will use mozzarella and provolone for my cheese. You could add a thin spread of tomato or cream sauce as a base, but I decided to go without as I didn't want anything competing with the creamed greens or adding too much moisture to the bread. First, I grilled some Italian sausage. Next, I brushed oil on the bread and added a bit of salt. Then I grilled my bread on the cut side to get it crispy. I washed and dried the greens and tore them into bite-sized pieces. I smashed about 5 garlic cloves. I want the cloves big so I can fish them out later after I get their flavor. I toasted off the garlic in olive oil in a big pot and then added the greens and sauteed them with the garlic until wilted and mostly tender. I took out the greens and then added some wine to the pot to reduce with the garlic. Then I added some cream and reduced this as well. Once reduced to the consistency I desired, I took out the garlic and added the greens back in the pot, coating them with the sauce and adding about a tablespoon of creme fraiche. Finally, add salt, pepper, or chili flake as desired, then set aside and keep warm. I cut up the sausage and added the cheese. I attempted to melt the cheese on the grill, but it was pretty cold out and I didn't want to burn the bread, so I put them in the oven to brown off the cheese completely. To plate, I took the bread and added the creamed greens, and lastly, put on the crispy and regular Iberico ham slices. I love all the textures. The edge of the bread is crispy but soft in the interior. Then you have the creaminess from the greens, the spice from the sausage, richness from the cheese, and the saltiness from the ham. This is great to do when you want a quick pizza-inspired meal. I love how customizable and adaptable it is, where you can use what you have on hand. What is your go-to tartine, or what would you like to try for toppings? Let me know in the comments. I hope you've discovered a new flavor inspiration. Until next time, remember, life's a banquet, so pull up a seat.